team that tries to improve your financial outlook without having to ship you over a 100.
Hi, friends.
Our mortgage team happens to be an arm.
Getting ready to go on the air here in a couple of minutes. We are live on Facebook right now. No, live on YouTube.
Which can save you monthly and lifelong money through refinance. Or
Mom's not there yet.
Cashing out some of your home's equity to use for real. We are United Bank.
Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage 425 Middle Park Road, Melbourne, U.S. Mortgage Banker. For licensing information, go to NMLS Consumer Access. Corporate NMLS number 1330 Ryan Breck, NMLS number 65233 Equal Housing Lender.
That light does not make a difference unless I put it right here.
Despite a drop in demand, prices at the
Not bright enough.
continue to rise.
Gas prices
Not bright
averaging
enough.
$2.42 around the country. That's 3 cents cheaper than we
That's
were, 17 more than a month ago, but 6 cents cheaper.
Toasty in here.
The Auto Association says gas prices are likely to see moderate increases as crude oil prices remain high around the country. California has the highest price of $3.41. Mississippi the lowest of $2.10. In between, South Dakota $2.36 a gallon. Kentucky $2.25, while Oregon is at $2.70, and North Carolina is $2.29. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
The European Union says vaccine maker AstraZeneca has agreed to supply 9 million additional doses over the next 2 months. However, the new target of 40 million doses, still only half what the company had originally aimed for. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. Silver prices leapt to an 8-year high today amid social media calls to buy the metal and emulate the frenzy that drove up shares in the video games retailer GameStop.
Last week, it was the retailer GameStop whose shares individual investors piled into, motivated by a desire to inflict losses on hedge funds which had bet its share price would fall. Something similar appeared to be happening with silver after calls in an online forum to buy into a fund which invests in the metal. The silver price and the shares of miners of the metal rose sharply. But some traders have suggested these developments are different, and that the big investment funds may actually stand to gain from a rising silver price. That in turn has led some to suggest some of those potential beneficiaries may be behind the online forum calls.
BBC correspondent Andrew Walker reporting. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. More on these stories at townhall.com. Here, how about taking a golf car out to the deer lease? They're durable and have a lower cost to maintain than any ATV. Plus, they're electric, so they're really quiet. For over 40 years, Mission Golf Cars and Club Car have been the leader in South Texas. And now, with their newest location in Bernie, you can pick up a Club Car Onward Club model. Plus, Mission Golf Cars can customize your club car to your exact specs. You can find Mission Golf Cars on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website, missiongolfcars.com.
Made in America, highest quality, locally owned business. That's Connecticut Quality Water Supply. I'm Chris Connecticut, owner of Connecticut in San Antonio in the Hill Country. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says that Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less.
You didn't realize there was so much to radio, did you?
energy.
They give me crap for having all my stuff out here.
It was even the most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
Harley thinks it's funny that I
American has the best warranty in the
bring all these bags.
for your home. Plus, you can try a Connecticut water system for 90 days absolutely free with no contract. Call us 656 Pure.
Check them out at Connecticut.
But I don't have any perfume out.
And glasses and guns and gloves and
That's right.
whatever else there is.
I got my 30-second countdown thing ready to go. So,
Well, you got 22 seconds until your 30-second countdown.
all right, there you go.
Do they offer 5-year and up workmanship warranties?
I bet that's Mom. Hi, Mom.
Pressure inspection and estimate. We specialize in all metal, shingle, and commercial roofing systems backed by leading manufacturers. You have my word that our team will be professional, timely, and transparent every step of the way. On the web at cypressroofer.com.
30 seconds.
Fredericksburg Tea Party, a student of Ben Franklin and John Locke. And he's a Christian conservative political activist. He's a true believer in the principles that this country was founded upon, and comes to you every day to guide, advise, and lead you to become involved in the greatest political experiment in the history of our planet, self-governance. We don't get fooled again. He's Matt Long, and this is the Matt Long Show.
Good morning, folks. So happy to be here with you on the Hill Country Patriot on a Monday morning, the first day of February. Man, a little bit of a chill in the air. You know, they tell me February is historically the month that we have the lowest temperatures in the Hill Country, so we'll see what happens. Good morning, Angela Smith. How are you?
I am doing great, Matt Long. How are you?
Man, life is good. I'm telling you, I love coming in here on Mondays with Angela. And we are on YouTube, and we're getting a new trick every week. We're figuring something out. I brought a very inexpensive lighting solution today, and because I'm a real inexpensive guy, and it didn't work. So we're dark faces again because of our bright background, but we're gonna get some lighting in here and work on this a little bit at a time and get it better. And so thank you to those of you who are watching on YouTube. And if you're at home and in your living room and you're trying to tune in your little FM radio, try us on your smart TV on YouTube. Go to The Matt Long Show. Oh, no, it's not. It is Fredericksburg Tea Party TX. Fredericksburg Tea Party TX.
Yep, that's our YouTube channel.
And do you know people that watch it on YouTube? I think you do, don't you?
Yeah, a couple of people. Sure do.
Yeah. It's a good way. You can see the nice big screen. The sound comes in good. It probably doesn't crackle or anything like
Right.
it maybe. Yeah. So there you go. That's a good opinion. And by the way, I have to let you know that, Angela, we were banned after last week's show. I don't know what you said. I'm sure it wasn't anything I said, but we were banned last week. Now, before you get carried away, we were not banned on YouTube. They didn't take us off of YouTube. You're obviously watching us here, but we were banned in countries. Some countries, entire countries banned us. Yeah, Jeff, you're right. Dark drapes on the window. Thank you, Jeff. That's one of the options we've thought about. And but you know, this is funny. This is radio, so lighting is never an issue in radio. So we were banned in 4 countries. I got a note from YouTube.
Matt.
I know, isn't that disappointing?
Well, it's crazy. When you told me that, I was like, what? What did you say? What did you do?
So are you ready for the countries? Here are the countries. Cuba. Nobody in Cuba is allowed to watch the Matt Long Show now. That's we got good, for Cuba. That's right. They're like neighbors. That's good country. And let's see. Let's see what other country. Syria.
Okay.
We were banned in Syria.
All right.
We were banned in Iran.
Not shocked.
Oh my goodness, Iran. And the 4th one, you can't wait. I'll bet it's not Canada. Nope, North Korea.
Oh.
Isn't that a shame?
Yeah.
And we were real concerned here because those were markets that we had been talking about getting into. That's a joke. Yeah, Cuba, Syria, Iran, and North Korea will not allow their citizens to watch the Matt Long Show. So I feel pretty good about that.
I do too. I was just thinking that may be coming to
a country near us?
Near you.
Near us, it could be.
You don't be careful.
You know, and we've talked about this over the last month, but the Fredericksburg Tea Party was completely removed from Facebook as if we didn't exist. Overnight with no warning. Yeah. And all of our administrators, everybody that helped us with our Facebook page, they were also banned overnight.
Right. That's right.
And and their business sites. So we're moving. Oh, we've moved. We're on MeWe now.
Oh yeah, we've got a great presence there, Matt.
Yes.
And we have every single day. You and I are admins on there. We are
posting.
and we're getting new people on every day.
Yeah.
I mean, if every person that's on MeWe with us now would just invite a friend, we'd have almost 500 people already there.
There you go.
And
there
we
you
only
go.
we were proud of the 1,300 we had on Facebook,
Right.
but wow, I think we're going to surpass that very quickly.
On MeWe.
Yes.
Yeah, and look for Fredericksburg Tea Party, TX on MeWe, and it's a group you have to be invited to join. Well, not invited. You have to ask permission to join.
Right.
I check those pretty much every couple of times a day. It's real easy for me to check on my phone to see if you've asked to be part of the Fredericksburg Tea Party page on MeWe, and there's you have to answer one question to get on, and that is, what city and county do you live in? And so that's easy. I just kind of want to get an idea of who it is that's paying attention to us. We've got not just people in the Hill Country, but we've got other people from around the country who have become friends. And the other nice thing about MeWe is on that it's our page. And so if someone puts some comments there that are rude or nasty or attacking somebody, I can block Angela, or I can just remove them, and that's it. And so we watch for that, and so far no issues. But there you go, MeWe. And we're gonna take a short break right now. Give you a little bit of a Ben Franklin, and then we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna talk. Not only the calendar, we got lots of stuff on the calendar. The Fredericksburg Tea Party newsletter is got a great issue that should have hit your mailbox about 14 minutes and 29 seconds ago.
Right.
And so you can pull that up if you want to follow along with us. And we're going to talk about how you can get onto MeWe. If you don't like social media, we're going to help you out. Let's see, a little bit of Ben Franklin from 1739. He that falls in love with himself will have no rivals. He that falls in love with himself will have no rivals. All right, folks, y'all stay tuned. We will be right back.
Dependability is worth the call. Always. The Bosworth Company has defined dependability for over 15 years. Experienced technicians, quality products, and timely service make the Bosworth Company one of the most dependable around for your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services. Did you know that the Bosworth Company also offers financing?
There we go. That's the issue.
There
All
we
right.
are. There we are.
So those of you out there on in YouTube land, someone send me a note and on the chat. Let me just see if that's working. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I'd like to know who's out there listening
say,
too. I mean, that will come up in the chat, right, Matt?
I'm thinking it will, but again, I don't
I believe their
know.
name is it.
Yeah.
Nor, from my experience, your name is attached there, and if you say hi or hello or great job or something, your name will come up, and we can see who's out
30
there
seconds.
watching. Got a nice little group this morning, Matt.
Yeah, we do. That's great. Let's see. Where's my... All right, there you go. See, typing with 2 fingers and a thumb. Who is out there? So, if you're watching on your big TV, you probably can't chat, but I don't know. I don't know how smart your TV is.
The
So
TV
anyway,
is
we'll
only
see.
as smart as the
The user?
The user, yes.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Mine's probably a lot smarter.
Yeah. All right, folks, we are back. You're listening to the Matt Long Show on Hill Country Patriot Radio and on YouTube today at the Fredericksburg Tea Party TX. Search for us on YouTube, subscribe, and it'll pop up. And I think you can set the notifications so that when you when we go live, you'll get a notification. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll be doing a lot of things like going live from the Capitol. And we are going, speaking of the Capitol, are you going to the Capitol tomorrow, Angela?
We are.
We are.
Oh, yeah.
Every Tuesday. We go to the Capitol, And early in the session, Angela, tell us what we do at the Capitol early in the session.
Well, early, like right now, is when the bills are being filed, but we do not have committees formed yet, which means you have great access to ledge directors, chief of staffs, and even your own representative or senator. They are going to be more available. Once those committee hearings start and they've got work to do, and they only have 140 days, right?
Right.
Every odd numbered year, they're busy, the actual representative or senator is, and everybody else is busy too. So this is a perfect time to get there. If you haven't been before, learn the logistics around the property. Then also find out where your offices are that you're going to be frequenting mostly.
One of the things is a lot of those guys change offices.
Yes.
They change offices every year.
Yes.
Kyle has been getting into Biederman. Our Representative Biederman, has been moving into a larger and fancier office each session.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
we're the ones that go see him, right? He needs some room.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a house full last week. We had about 10 people
Yes.
up there in our group, and it was real good. So that was very productive last week, I thought. We had it was actually kind of interesting because we didn't have much planned, and God had plans for us.
Listen, and it's so true. And I heard someone else say in a chat the other day that when you go, it's magic. You don't know what's going to happen that day. Am I right? Every single time we go, we have some idea. We've got an appointment here or there, but there's always some magic that happens. And that either means you meet the right person, or you you see someone you haven't seen in a long time, and you catch up and you start working together on a project that you honestly, it's magic.
Yeah,
seriously.
We ran one of the first people we ran into up there was Kat Parks, who is the vice chair
Yes.
of the Republican Party of Texas, and she had made a statement that I considered I don't know, controversial, just a loser statement the week before. And so right there she walks up all friendly and, "Hi, how are you doing?" "Oh, Kat Parks." And that was my opportunity to say, "Kat, what did you mean when you said we shouldn't focus on the priorities?" And kind of took her.
Priorities should be the priority.
Yeah, the priorities should be the
Basically
priorities.
what she said?
Yeah, she had made a statement about a week and a half ago that we really shouldn't judge how this session goes based on whether they address the priorities or not. We should look on down the platform, and it was just amazing that she made a statement like that. And so again, the point was we ran into her right there. It was just boom. At one point we had plans at 1 o'clock to go down to the session and watch the session go, but they gavelled in and gavelled out immediately, and so here we were at 1:15 going, well, there's the hour we had planned but didn't happen. And someone said, let's go down to Texas Values and see their office. We've never been there. It's 3 blocks away. We go down the stairs, and who do we run into but Jonathan Science and Jonathan Covey and the new guy, Greg, I think's his name. And those are the guys that are with Texas Values. And so we were just came around the corner, and there we were. And we said, "Jonathan, Mr. Science, we're going to head over to your office." He said, "Great, I'll give him a heads up."
Right.
And so that was the kind of thing that just happened. You do need, I think a lesson we learned from last week is you do really need to be ready to walk. If you can't walk for a couple of 100 yards without sitting down and resting, or have issues like that, then I don't know. I don't want to discourage you from going.
Well, what that person could do is meet us there, get their job done, and come home. They don't have to spend hours with us necessarily.
Right.
Or, I mean, a lot of people can go to an appointment, go over to the lunchroom, and
Mhm.
sit and wait for a little bit. Maybe
Yep.
do a little bit of research or some reading while you're there. Because being there, there's nothing like being there on
Yeah.
the grounds. Because, like I said, the magic happens when you get there.
Richard was, man, he was all in, and he made it about, oh, bless his heart. I felt so bad for him. And
He made it all the way to the end.
he made
and
it-
then
he-
he's like, okay, I'm waiting for the car to pick me
That's
up.
right. It was yeah.
Okay.
When it came time to go home, and we were a few blocks away from the parking lot.
Mhm.
Richard sat down and said, "Pick me up here,"
Yep.
and we did. So no big deal, but it is a lot of walking. So so we're gonna meet tomorrow again. If you want to meet, I do my program from the roof of the parking lot, and so that is the top floor of the parking lot, the visitors center, and because I get great cell reception, and also I'm looking right at the Capitol Dome. It's very cool to sit there and look at that, and as I'm doing my program, and then as soon as I'm over at 10, I'll pack up and I head over to the Rotunda. And we met last week. That seemed to work really well. We met at between 10:15 and 10:30.
Right.
So it gives you a window. I'll hang out, or whoever's there will hang out for 15 minutes in that window. And if you need any coordination, if you need some directions, if you have any questions, it's kind of our get-together for First Amendment Tuesdays at the Capitol. So the Rotunda between 10:15 and 10:30 if you're going to go. Now, let's go ahead and get into social media. We were talking on the way in, Angela and I, this morning on the drive in about the two statements that we hear, or that I hear most often. And it's actually the second and the third most common statement I hear. The first most common statement I hear is, "Have you read this book?" All right, that's the one. That's the one I get the most common. Have you read this book? Well, most of the time it's a no, because there's so many books out there, folks. I'm about 18 books behind right now, and so I have a hard time with that question. But I'll always smile. But the second and third most common statement I get, number two, is, "Where do you get your information?" And then the second statement is, "We don't do social media."
Right. Yeah.
We don't
have a
do
lot.
social media. Have a lot of that. And listen, I get it. Angela, you get it too? Tell us about your email experience 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, when we started the Fredericksburg Tea Party, I tell everybody, you did not have social media. I had a flip phone, and I hated email, and I did not personally use email.
You didn't want to.
No, I didn't want to even, and I told my parents, I said, I'm not going to be bothered with that. Of course, 6 weeks later, however many weeks later it was, that's all I was using was my flip phone and my email constantly. So I've graduated and have gotten into social media because that is where I'm finding news that I want to read outside of mainstream media. And it's quick and fast, and you and I have to stay up on what's going on. Everything's breaking news right now, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
oh, yeah.
almost everything is breaking news, and that's where I'm finding it right now. And you and I are sharing so much great content
Right.
that a lot of the people we talk to never see. They'll never see it, and even if they do, it's going to be way late.
Yeah.
So
I give an example. Someone I know that doesn't do social media sent me a very important video last week, and we had posted it 2 weeks before.
yes,
We had posted it 2 weeks before
to our MeWe.
to our MeWe. And this person said, "Well, I don't do social media." And then they sent me this, and I was like, "Yeah, that's great. I've seen that video. We've had it posted for 2 weeks." So let's go through some basic. First of all, I get it. I understand. If you're in the age generation and have 3/4 of a brain, You know the dangers of social media. You know the trap it is. Facebook. When I first got into Facebook, it was a time vampire.
Yes, it is.
And it can be.
It's almost addictive.
It is.
So.
And so I remember I got on it first, and of course, first mistake I did, and we're going to talk about all the ways to get around this. The first mistake I did was invite all my old friends, right? Man, was that a bad move when Mikey Mann called me from a bar in Zigzag, Oregon, at not knowing the time differences between Oregon and Texas. And was in his cups, and was so excited he had found me on Facebook.
Right.
And man, it was like, yeah, Mikey, let me call you back at a decent hour. How about I call you at 6:30 tomorrow morning Oregon time and wake you up, see how your hangover's doing. So those are the things we ran into in the early days of Facebook. And then, of course, it went to the ugly part of the back and forth and your old friends that you thought were, maybe conservative, maybe not. And so you post something kind of innocuous, here's a bill I like or something or don't like, and all of a sudden the hate starts.
Yeah.
And so all of these things, I get it. These are absolutely reasons to stay away from social media. I completely understand that. And I also understand that when you are my age and older, and I'm in my early 60s and you get on older, that the technology, I have friends that are my age who even despised getting a cell phone until a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they were at the house a couple of summers ago, and I said something about an app, and I kid you not, the wife says, we don't do apps. And it was like, oh, okay, you don't do apps. All right, that's a really nice iPhone you have there, but you don't do apps. So we get all those things, all those excuses. I mean, they're reasons. They're not even excuses. They are valid and good reasons to stay away from social media. All right. However, we're about to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to tell you how to avoid all of those drawbacks of social media, and at the same time get the good stuff from social media.
Mm-hmm.
So pay special attention, and when we get back, we're going to go over some of the how you can get onto social media and it be productive and be an experience that you like. So y'all stay tuned. So we have, there's a small group of us that are going to be meeting with the ledge director of Don Buckingham tomorrow.
That's correct.
We're excited about that. That is, and we're limiting that to our focus group leaders.
Yes.
But one of the things you can do is if you want to see someone at the Capitol tomorrow, you can call today and make an appointment with them.
That's correct.
And that's a really good way to do it. And we made our appointment with this ledge director last Tuesday after we got back from the Capitol, and it was just an easy email. And so if you want to meet specifically with someone, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and make an appointment with them today.
Right.
And you can meet us at 10:15, between 10:15 and 10:30 in the rotunda, and we'll go from there. But if you can make an appointment with someone, that'll make a big difference. If you have an issue that is a big deal to you, whether it be Second Amendment or First Amendment, which is under incredible attack right now,
Right.
All over the country, and make an appointment with the ledge director. See if there's anything out there that is that we can fight for to protect your First Amendment rights, your freedom of speech, your freedom to assemble, your freedom to redress your grievances with the government, those are all under attack. And so right now in the First Amendment, we're seeing most of the First Amendment being destroyed.
Yeah, we are.
Without a doubt. I mean, you have 5 rights guaranteed in the First Amendment. And in California, your freedom of religion is being hammered on. At least in Texas, we're safe here. The freedom to assemble is obviously messed up by everyone. The freedom of speech is being covered destroyed in numerous different ways with the cancel culture going on. And then the what else we have? The freedom of the press.
Right.
Freedom of the press. We now have
30 seconds.
Yeah, we have craziness going on with press actually censoring themselves. That's awfully horrible. And then redress the government with your grievances. They're making that difficult. And obviously the chain link fence around the Capitol in Washington is not helping that much. So those are, between the First and Second Amendment right now, you have 6 of your freedoms being attacked. We're about ready to go back on the air. All right, folks, we are back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for our viewers on YouTube. And hopefully we're escaping the attention of the YouTube police right now.
There you go.
All right, so let's talk about how to use social media without getting caught in all the traps.
Yes, let's do.
Let's do.
I just believe that Fredericksburg Tea Party is doing a great job getting the relevant information out there that people need. And we're cutting through a lot of the junk, right?
We are.
What we post, we've already read a lot of other stuff.
Right.
But we kind of know what you guys are looking for, and we see things that are, Simone Gold out there talking about the so-called vaccine is information
experimental.
you will never see. Yeah, the experimental drug. You
Right.
will never see that on mainstream media.
So here's a suggestion. If you really want to go deep undercover, and you don't have to do this, but if you want to, in fact, it'll help other people not getting in touch with you, create a new email account. Create a new email account. It's easy to do on Google or on Yahoo, and I know a lot of people are avoiding those. But no matter what even Reagan.com, I think you can.
Proton.
Yeah, there's a lot of good email services out there, and it is really quick and easy to create a new email account. All right, and you're just going to do that for just this thing. You're not going to use it anywhere else. In fact, I have an email account that is only for, I can't remember what it's for, and but I have an email account for just one thing. I think it's YouTube. And so I have that email account for YouTube TV. That's what it is. And I just made one up one day and went in and registered for YouTube TV with that brand new email account. So create a new email account. Easy enough. Not you don't have to do that, but it'll avoid all your old friends from junior high getting in touch with you. That newly divorced guy that you knew in the 8th grade is not going to be getting in touch with you or calling you. So create a new email account. Go into, and I'm going to say MeWe. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Go into MeWe. MeWe is sort of like Facebook, but I think in a lot of ways a lot better. It is much more private.
Yes, it is.
It's much more private. They have a free account and then they have a pay account. Right now I'm on the free account. I'm going to go to the pay account here pretty quick. But the free account works just fine. And create a name that is not your name. Create a peach eater or, pecan lover, whatever. Come in with a name. You don't have to put your picture there.
That's
you
right.
can do a little cute little emoji, a little whatever. You don't have to put your name on there. You make up your own cover name. And then here's the secret. You don't have to post anything.
you don't ever have to post anything.
You don't have to post
Right.
anything. You don't have to you don't even have to
comment.
interact.
You don't have to interact. You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do any of that. Nobody makes you do any of those things.
That's right.
And right, so you don't get into a fight that way. But here's what you then use it for. So you get onto MeWe, you find the groups that you like. Look around. First of all, start with the Fredericksburg Tea Party of Texas. Start right there. Fredericksburg Tea Party of Texas. Start right there. Send us a note. You want to be part of our group. You'll answer the question, what city and county do I live in? And then I'll accept your invitation. And then you get to see everything that we post.
That's correct.
And so, Angela, and if you want to, you can post there. If you
Yes, you can.
find an article that you haven't seen, feel free to. If you don't even want to mess with that, it's a good place just to go in the morning or in the evening and see what it is that's been going on. Catch the latest news. Now, do we have to tell folks that our news, any of your, what do they call them, Main Street news sources are completely fraudulent and lying to you these days?
If you don't know, they are lying to you these days.
Right. Absolutely. And you're getting a lot of false information. If you're,
Yes.
bless your heart, if you're still on MSN or CNN or any of those other really liberal ones, bless your heart, you need to get over that. And if you think Fox is the answer, Angela,
Listen, don't get Angela started on Fox News.
that's right.
First of all, they're entertaining you with about 1% of the truth,
Right.
and you'll start out with it at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you'll be listening to it at 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
As if there's nothing else to talk about during the day except the narrative that they are trying to feed you, and
Right.
that's what they're doing. And we've been taking it. We've been taking the spoon and saying, okay, I'll listen to the same subject for 12 hours today.
Mhm.
I don't care which commentator's on there. He's going to bring up the same subject. Do you think doesn't just happen?
No,
It
that's
didn't
all
just
very well
happen.
planned. Yeah.
You and I planned to come in here today. You planned to read out of your book. They are doing the same exact thing to you, while truth is happening out there.
Right.
So,
And so we will post relevant stories. We stick, I was about to say we stick to Texas, but we don't. We cover the wide range of things. We've been posting quite a bit on the vaccine.
yes.
I have finally learned how to take my audio, clean it up a little bit from the program, and I have posted Kyle Biederman's interview from Friday and Congressman Chip Roy's interview from Thursday.
And those are things people need to be listening to.
Right.
If you missed it here,
Yeah.
that's relevant to you.
It's very important. And I think I posted something on the Texit, the people that are already attacking Texit supporters.
Yes, of course they
We
are.
posted something there, and so we're already getting attacked, and get some good arguments in there for the Texas nationalist movement. If you're in on that, and so the information is there. Then once you follow us, you will see one of the tricks you can use is see, well, who are they posting from, right?
Yeah.
And you'll look over, and if you'll realize, they every now and then they post something almost every day from the Epoch Times.
Right.
Epoch Times, if you that was the original pronunciation of it,
Right.
but everybody now says Epoch Times. And I follow them, the Epoch Times,
Right.
and I have joined their group. There's you'll find little groups out there as well as the big ones, but if you'll see who we're posting, and then just do some exploring. If you like the NRA, go look for the
Look for them, right.
or Gun Owners of America, GOA, or if you're about Right to Life, put in Right to Life in the search bar, and go up there and see if there's a group. Now, if you don't like what's going on in the group, you just don't go to the group anymore.
That's
You can
right.
unsubscribe from the group. In fact, I was on a group that I have already unsubscribed from on MeWe. So let's quickly go over this again. create a new email account that doesn't have your name in it, so it's not Angela Smith 123
That's right.
at whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
So you create a new name, and then only use it for MeWe, and then you go into MeWe and you get yourself the free account. And it sounds like I'm advertising for MeWe, and they ought to be paying me, but right now that is my favorite one.
That's where we are.
That's where we are. Now you will, and then once you're there, create an account where you don't use your real name. It's not a big deal. You're not a criminal. Nobody's going to come after you.
Right.
It's not illegal. Call yourself Granny in Hill Country or whatever, and create an account, and you don't have to put your picture there. And you don't have to post anything. You don't have to comment. Just go, suck up the information,
Right.
and then move on.
Right.
You can click the links, you can listen, you can do whatever. But I think I get it. I understand why people don't want to get social media. But this is a lot different from your experience or the stories you've heard about Facebook. Now, you could have done this same thing on Facebook. But I would just stay away from them.
They may get rid of you overnight.
Yeah, you may just
What's
disappear.
The point?
Yeah,
What's the
there's
point
no.
of investing your time there at this point.
And I've been talking to a lot of people who are not only quit going to their Facebook, but actively went into their account and deleted their account. And Facebook does not want you to do that, so they don't make it very easy.
Of course they don't.
And so that's kind of buried in there. But this is a great way to share information, to be in touch with us. One of the features on MeWe is when you're in the Fredericksburg Tea Party group or whatever group you're in, there is a chat off to the side that is only for people in that group. All right? Only for people in that group. And so that is another thing that is going on. Let's see. Good morning, Ricky. Appreciate you listening this morning. Oh, by the way, speaking of listeners, Amazon Sundays. We got a delivery yesterday from the mail service, postal service, and had a couple of packages coming, and so I went out to meet him rather than have him walk all the way across my property. I saw him pull up. I went out there, and Michael gets out of his postal service van and gets my packages and turn around, and he says, "Hey, I listen to you every morning on the radio."
Oh, that is
so,
cool.
Michael, thank you very much for the work you do. Michael, I guess, used to be a police officer, and now he works for the Postal Service. Really nice guy. We had a nice little short discussion. It was one of those, don't get me started, Michael. You'll be here all day, and I know you've got packages to deliver. So anyway, Ricky, thanks for tuning in this morning. And Michael, the Sunday Mail dude, thank you so much for tuning into us during the weekday. We're going to take a short break right now, and then when we come back, we're going to take a look at everything that is in your Fredericksburg Tea Party newsletter that you got 45 minutes ago. Y'all stay tuned. Something's changing on our lighting.
I think it's outside.
Yeah.
I think outside is changing. So the
and I'm not sure, there ought to be a way I can control that, but there's not.
Backlight.
Yeah, the lighting, there's no. Let's see. Ooh, show advanced. How much trouble can I get in there? Nope, gonna leave it right where it is. Okay. All right. Do you have your email up?
I do.
Okay. And we'll just start at the top and work our way through it. Oh.
Tuesday night. A high school basketball game postponed tomorrow night. Fredericksburg Billies at the Bernie Greyhounds. Fredericksburg boys basketball in quarantine. Fredericksburg boys basketball at Bernie will be next Monday, a week from tonight. Super Bowl 55, 5:30 Sunday. The Bucks.
It's warm in here. Is it warm to you? I'm cooking. Either that or I have a fever.
If you love
I must have a fever.
water, but hate hauling heavy bottles to get it,
Maybe just looking at, maybe it's just the vibe.
Just kidding.
I'm just getting warm out of,
Just $35 a month and enjoy water that is up to 99% free of all those unwanted impurities. While we're talking water, a Bosworth softener will help to make your laundry cleaner, skin softer, and dishes spot-free and sparkling for just $45 a month. Better yet, you can rent both for as low as $65. Both products are also available for purchase at a great price. The Bosworth Company is the name you can depend on for quality service any day at any time at no additional charge. Did you catch that? Quality service any day at any time at no additional charge. The Bosworth Company, worth the call, always.
Harley here. How about taking a golf car out to the Deer Lease? They're durable. They have a lower cost to maintain than any ATV. Plus, they're electric, so they're really
Just had two people
3 years Mission golf cars.
oh, okay, great.
apply, what they call applied.
All right.
For
One from
membership.
Lubbock and one from
Yeah.
Kerrville.
Yeah.
Sweet. There you go.
A man by the name of Jim here in Kerrville. We'll just accept Jim.
And Susan
And
from
Susan.
Lubbock.
Yep. There you go, Susan.
Thank you, Susan. Bless your heart, Lubbock.
Don't miss 72 degrees. Buy one, give one.
I lived on 50. We lived. My family lived on 52nd and Slide when I was in the 7th grade, and you could go out to
30
Slide
seconds.
Road and see nothing but cotton fields from 52nd
Wow.
and Slide. So that ain't that way anymore.
Yeah.
That ain't that way anymore.
I recommend in the Texas Hill Country.
Good morning, Lorraine.
Good morning. I didn't know if you're on or not.
We are. You're welcome to come get in the camera if you want to.
Yeah.
The Hill Country Patriot.
All right, folks, we are back. Have Angela Smith, the founder of the Fredericksburg Tea Party, on with us here. We're going to be going to the Capitol tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you up there. Thanks for our watchers on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends about us, even if they're like liberals. Tell them to just say, go over, subscribe. We need to. In fact, you can even tell them I'm a liberal, and don't tell them I'm a classic liberal. Just say liberal and just
They
say
won't know what you're
liberal, and
talking
they'll
about.
understand. See. So anyway, we send out an email every Monday. We do. Fredericksburg Tea Party does a really great email, and this one is worth talking about. Angela, it is nothing but to do. It's a giant to do list, isn't it?
It's a giant welcome February. This is what's going on, okay? Because we are an action-oriented group. We are not a group that wants to sit around and pontificate about what's going on.
Right.
We're here to get involved in what's going on. I'm not a spectator. I'm not a real good spectator.
Right.
I'm one that has to go, well, if I like that, I want to do that.
Yeah, I want to be in the game.
Just be a spectator.
So what's at the top of the email?
Of course, we talked about already. We talked about our Tuesdays at the Capitol.
Right.
And we are suggesting, I'm just going to clarify one, that we're suggesting that people go up there at least 3 times with us to get a good idea of what that really looks like. And then once we get going in the session, we're going to have a lot of fun this year. This
3 times during the
During-
early part of the session.
Yes,
Right now.
yes,
Right now.
These Tuesdays, please try to go at least 3 Tuesdays with us, so that you can really grasp what's going on before it gets busy, before we start going to committee hearings. So it's really important. So we've got that on tap. Then tonight. The city of Fredericksburg is having a real hard time getting over COVID. We're having to wean them off of the COVID narrative, of canceling everything, of still restrictions. I went into a restaurant yesterday and I honestly forgot all about the 50%.
Right.
You know, all the tables had markers on them. Couldn't sit at half of them. It was honestly ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
So tonight we have our citizens meetup group.
And all the information you need for that is in the
It's all
newsletter.
there, every bit of it. That's going to be at Crossroads. We even talk about some of the things that you may not know that are going on. Maybe you didn't hear about from the last meeting in that newsletter, so that when you get there tonight, you might have some talking points. And this is pretty extensive. We go into everything from the fact that the mayor told us he would not. He wouldn't extend the
He
mask
wouldn't.
mandate.
When he was running.
Yes,
when he was out
running.
campaigning.
Yes,
And telling people, vote for me, I will not extend the mask mandate.
that's right.
And that's what he said.
It's-
And 3 days into his into his term, he
What did he do?
extends
Yeah,
he
extended
extends
the
it.
mask mandate.
Cause
So
of Biden
we've got all of that. We've even got information in there about what Dr. Parton from Hill Country Memorial Hospital
Mhm.
spoke about at the last meeting, and
Some
There-
information we felt was
it's
misleading.
questionable. Yeah, so we've got we have a lot of questions about that.
Right.
So we direct you to some of that. Going a little further down, we're getting ready for our annual FTP Guns and Roses Thursday meeting, second Thursday of the month meeting.
That's right.
That is on February the 11th, and we are always super excited when Rachel Malone from Gun Owners of America comes. She's the Texas director, and she is embedded in what is going on with your Second Amendment rights in Texas.
You could not do. There are several Texas-centered Second Amendment rights
Sure.
groups. This is the best one. This is the one we
Yes.
see at the Capitol. The other ones we know exist, but you don't see them enough to know that they're out there. Gun Owners of America, and listen, all you old NRA fans. We rarely see the NRA up at the Capitol. Rarely. I don't think I've seen them one time. But Gun Owners of America is always there. So we've got information on GOA. That's our regular February meeting. In fact, when we called Rachel back in early winter or late fall and said, can you come out in February again, because she's been here I think 3 Februarys in a row. And she said, well, where else would I go? Of course I'm going to be at the Fredericksburg Tea Party on the second Thursday of February.
That's
and
right.
so it's been interesting. I think, has she gotten married yet to that guy?
She married the guy.
She did.
She married the guy that she came to our meeting with about 2 years ago.
Right.
And she had just started dating him, and I think that sealed the deal. That he would come to a meeting, he would help her get there, he would support her and what she was doing, and I don't think they ever looked back after that. But they
There
got
you go.
married last
It's
year.
all, they're going to blame it on us for years to come.
Yes,
So
yes.
we're still going down in the email. What else is in the email?
Well, we've got upcoming events. Listen, you guys, in this month, February the 26th, Sheriff Richard Mack is going to be back in Texas at the Woodlands Resort in Woodland, Texas. And this is a excellent opportunity to get your sheriff to a convention where there are other sheriffs who are going to be speaking there about being the constitutional sheriff that they are going to have to be in these times.
That's right.
We're really pumped about that. You know, Sheriff Richard Mack was in Texas for an extended period of time, and he'll be back at the Woodlands on the 26th. So we've got that information down there for you. And of course, we're looking into March already. And if you are into the faith and family issues, Texas Values will have their Texas Faith and Family Day on March the 17th. So we've got that information.
That's
for you.
always good. We get good speakers on that.
It's
just-
very uplifting, and you get to spend time with people who are like-minded. Yeah,
Right.
It's excellent. Then we've also got lots of information about our focus groups. We've got 6 active focus groups right now, and we would love to see more. Those focus groups are centered around one issue. That issue that's near and dear to your heart, or the one that you really want to work on. Matt, you said you spoke with someone this weekend that's interested in education.
Right.
We don't have an education group yet, but that would be a very busy group.
Right.
And a lot of you folks out there seeing what's going on in education right now, watching what some of the
The curriculum at the
curriculum
schools.
is
Yeah.
coming through. Yeah, it's highly questionable, and we need people on that. People that are interested in running for school board might start an education group. Anyway, we've got 6 groups right now. We've got faith and family, border issues, election integrity, Second Amendment, and we even have a city group right now in Fredericksburg.
So there you go, folks. There's still more. If you keep scrolling down in that email, there's still more ways to get involved, but we're out of time today. And I want to definitely bring you something from the book of Psalms. This is really good. I always heard that if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So in Psalms 2, it talks about God laughing. We're in Psalm 2. Why are the nations in an uproar and the peoples devising a vain thing? The kings of the earth take their stand and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us tear their fetters apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens laughs.
Speak on, brother.
Yeah, he who
on.
sits in the heavens laughs. I've always loved that line, and it is true. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. God, here's what I plan on doing. And you can just see God chuckling up there, because very rarely are the plans of man ever that successful if you do not include your Lord and Savior in them. And check with God first before you start making plans. Make sure that's all okay, because we do know that God laughs, because it says right here in Psalm 2, verse 4, he who sits in the heavens laughs. That's just great. That is great to hear. Angela, thank you again for coming in, and thank you for driving this morning. And we're going to, folks, we will see you if we don't see you at the city meeting tonight, or at the Capitol tomorrow, or at the secret squirrel meeting tomorrow night in Kerrville, or at the Wednesday steering committee meeting, we'll see you somewhere.
Yeah, we will.
We'll see you somewhere. And stay tuned for Lorraine. Buckle up, buckle down, and do whatever she tells you. I strongly advise it.
Secret squirrel meeting.
That's the group that we're forming.
Where were you at? Is that the one you were telling me?
Yep, and so I'll let you know as soon as they get going. So that is tomorrow night. We're meeting in someone's home.
Well, who did you say to see you there tomorrow? Who's going to be there?
It's just going to be the core of that
I got
group.
you. Okay, let me know.
I will. You're going to be first on the list.
Please.
Okay, let us go off the air. Goodbye. Oh, we got up to 9 viewers. Woohoo! Thank you, guys. We'll get the lighting better. And see y'all next Monday.
As Democrats appear ready to push through